Hello everyone, my name is Mr. GG, and today, again, if you liked the last video I did, give me a like. And Rico, what the hell are you on about, man? So thank you for the name. He will be taking that. I just need to write it down again. Fucking finger cramp. Son of a bitch. Anyway, as you can see by the picture, this is What If Deku Was Wolverine Part 5. Yes. I rewatched the last episode. I'll be doing Part 3 for Dark being a little bit later. Or tomorrow. Depending on how I feel. Anyway, where we last left off, Sophie just kicked in the door, and in there stands Ida. As Sophie and Uraraka charge at Ida, Deku, Tokiyami, Mina, and Froppy, Suyu, sneak their way in, covered by Tokiyami's shadows. They are able to sneak in, and I can't remember your name, but what you left on the last one I did with the Deku having people's problems. That was funny. I literally reread it when I wanted to do this. This shit was funny. Nice one. Anyway, Nezu, right? I forgot about him. I forgot he's not actually a human. He's actually an animal. So he wouldn't be an outcast. He'd still be principal of UA. And that's going to come in a bit later. You want to find out why? So, as Izuku and the other three girls sneak in, they forgot about the cameras, and a shadow was out of place, so Todoroki caught notice of this with his super fucking optimistic fucking observant skills the cunt has. I'm sorry. I do like Todoroki as an individual. I like Todoroki after Sports Festival, not before Sports Festival Todoroki. Anyway, so time for this little bit. Sophie's able to push Ida into the shadows, where Izuku is able to basically help her out a little bit while trying to be unnoticed. By when she throws a punch, he'll throw a punch in the exact same area to make it hurt even more. This confusing Ida, and eventually Sophie uses her quirk a little bit. She makes like a staff out of the bones in a body, and since Deku can't really do that, he'll just punch him, and that knocking out Ida as Uraraka moves towards the bomb and touches it, and announcing All Might announcing Hero Team wins. As his sister says thank you, so does Uraraka. Izuku says it's alright, but I will keep following you from the shadows. Now let's get going, and don't say anything, considering people might take a notice. Also, I think that you're crazy. And she says, Shut up. So they walk back to the room. Everyone says, your quirks are cool. Same to Uraraka. With that, Todoroki and Toru come up to her and saying, was there someone in the shadows? This catching, somewhat making Sophie a little bit uneasy, saying, what do you mean? There was only me and Uraraka there. Toru taking that answer, but Todoroki taking it for now, but he can notice he's being watched, basically. Basically being watched with eyes with intent to kill. His sister just looks over at a corner. She walks over, basically jabs her brother in the ribs, saying, stop that, he can feel it. He says, I don't give a shit, I don't like him. I don't like anyone, especially all fuck. And she giggles a little bit. After that, all the other tests go as normal. And she heads back to class while Izuku tries to basically find a dark place to sit and let Tokiyami rest for a bit, because this is straining for her. No, it is a bit tiring, however. As they can't find anywhere, they just head up to the roof, making sure it's empty. As it is, the day passes, a couple hours pass, and All Might heads up to the roof to grab some fresh air. Izuku grabbing the 3 girls, taking them around the corner. Tokiyami wants to put him in shadows, he just says, no, you are tired, so you need to rest. As he does that, he sees All Might come out of the doorway. As Deku gives a sigh of relief, because it's just all fuck. As he basically sighs and says, it's alright, it's all fuck. As these 3 look over and saying, oh, it's All Might. As All Might hears these people whisper, hearing whispers, basically goes to investigate, seeing Izuku, Tokiyami, Mina, and Tsuyu. As Toshinori says, Izuku, what are you doing here? Izuku saying, look, oh fuck, I'm just here to look over my little sister. As he says, but you can't be seen here. It's, what, because I'm a mutant, I can't be seen? Fucking quirk people, honestly. As he was about to say, no, really, the headmaster's about to come. As Nezu comes out the door, seeing Toshinori talking to someone. This catches the eye of Nezu, basically sneaking up and looking around the corner, seeing 3 people, not in school uniform. Nezu goes, why aren't these 3 students in school uniform, All Might? Random person, he says, don't worry, they know. All Might? He says, bit hard to explain. Once he says that, Tokiyami covers in the shadows and disappears. Deku basically leaving a message on a wall with his course saying, I'm gonna leave it to you, all fuck. Have fun explaining. And as Toshinori just gives a bigger sigh going, fucking hell. As everyone looks at Ida saying, wait, she's got a brother? Is he younger or older? As Ida says, he looks younger. As Sophie says, he's actually older than me. She's technically... Actually, I never know. I never asked. As they ask, what do you mean you never asked? Isn't he, as she says, my brother's been abroad for many, many years, so my family basically never told me about him, and they basically disowned him. Seeing him as something he's also got a type of bone manipulation, but I don't know too much about it, and he doesn't really talk about it. As they say, where does your brother live? She says he lives by himself and 3 other girls. Them saying, what, are they his girlfriends? Or she just says, I don't know, he doesn't talk about his feelings as well. As she feels a flick coming out of the shadows, hitting her leg. She going, maybe I should stop talking about him. She says, that's all I really know, I don't know too much about him. He doesn't really want to talk to my parents considering what they've done to him and all this, that. Catching the eye of Todoroki. This catching Todoroki's attention, going, was that her brother that was in the shadow? I don't know. And yet, let's cut to the USJ. Everyone's hopping off the bus as Zuku, Tokiyami, Mina, and Froppy are still hiding in Sophie's shadow as the Hero 13 comes out and Uraraka going off a nut. Izuku's not, because, he's a mutant. He doesn't like people with cloaks except for his sister. As they get in, so 13 gives the explanation of how quirks are, and then she mentions mutants, saying mutants were the most dangerous things out there. Now they're very few and many, and they will always be bad. This obviously showing on Sophie's face. Uraraka seeing this, trying to calm Sophie down, says, it's okay, you know what your brother is like, I know what your brother's like. And she just basically whispers to Sophie, as Todoroki seeing Sophie's face and hearing brother, saying, so what does that have to do with their brother? Maybe he was hurt by a mutant. And at that cue, the portal opens up. At that point, a bunch of villains come out, and I must say Izuku comes out of the shadows with Tokiyami, Mina, and Froppy, telling these 3, look after them, and will help a sensei or whatever, that quirk guy. As Shigaraki basically goes on a rant saying we're here to kill All Might, this, that. As basically, Izuku jumps down with a snarl. At that point, the students go, who are these three? Sophie just says, I'll explain later. Now, just listen to what they say. Say, why should we? And she said, as Mina says, because if you don't, you'll die. That's simple. Now, boy with the engines, get out of here and find the heroes. Get some heroes. As Ida says, yes, ma'am. 13 trying to say, what are mutants doing here? As she says the word mutants, they go, mutants, they're here to kill us. And they say, no, we're not. Not all mutants are fucking bad. As they snarl, as they basically look at 13 saying, you hypocritical piece of shit. 13 is going, I'm sorry. The one who said that was Tokiyami. Sophie helping these three girls. The three girls say thanks. She says no worries, considering you both, all three of you are dating my brother. They go, wait, what? No, we're not. She says, wait, what? It's kind of, I thought you guys were. I thought you do like him, correct? As they all three blush, say, we'll talk to you about this later. And she says, alright. At the corner of Aizawa's eyes, he's seeing a very tall man with green hair and some metal claws, basically cutting villains in two, cutting their arms off, slitting their throats and everything. Aizawa, thinking he's a villain, goes to grab him. Sophie saying, don't touch him, he's helping. Basically screaming that at the top of her lungs. Aizawa doesn't really listen to her. He grabs Izuku. Aizawa saying, hold it, villain. As Izuku says, I am not a villain. As he slices Aizawa's scarf off him, saying, if you want to live, let me fight, Aizawa. Fucking quirk. Field piece of shit. As Aizawa says, you don't have a quirk. As he says, no, I'm a mutant. Now, listen to me. As he puts two away, pointing at him with one claw, saying, or you'll die. As Aizawa says, why should I listen to you? Deku's saying, because I have military training. As Aizawa says, very well, what should I do? And he asks what rank Izuku is, and we give him the rank of Colonel. It says Colonel. Aizawa's oars just drops. He says, alright, Colonel. And he also says, why do you look so young? It's because Izuku just says, I age differently to you people with quirks. I'm actually far older than you think I am. Now, Izuku is still killing villains as Aizawa is capturing them and knocking them out. Shigaraki sees someone killing all the villains that he has. I'm gonna say Izuku's killed about half now. As Shigaraki tells Kirigiri to get the Nomu, and Nomu comes out. Shigaraki says, go kill that boy over there with the metal claws. Kill the greenhead boy. As the Nomu runs at him, as Izuku catching the scent of this beast, saying, so you're not human, but you are a weapon. That's fine. I don't mind killing you. As the Nomu basically goes to hit Izuku, it hits him as Izuku goes flying, hitting a wall, basically falling off it. Shigaraki just laughing, saying, ha 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 ha, such a weak boy, such a weak boy, and yet you're able to kill so many things. You should. And At that point, Shigaraki remembers that that's the guy from the cave, as he looks down at his hand, saying, It's the mutant, the one who took my hand, and my master's hand. Because I remember doing that. If not, he did do that. And yeah. That being taken care of. He says, Shigaraki yelling at the moment, "Kill that mutant! He's the one who took my hand." Nomu immediately rushing after Izuku immediately getting up, and some people seeing a metal skeleton from how hard the Nomu hit Izuku. The Nomu basically goes to punch him again as Izuku chops off his arm, and the other arm kicking the Nomu back. And that being over with, Izuku immediately charges after Shigaraki again. Shigaraki saying, Don't touch me! Don't touch me! As he's about to cut off his arm, on with the metal hand, the Nomu comes back punching Izuku. Izuku going flying. Again, hitting something. And getting back up, charging straight at the Nomu. The Nomu getting ready to block as it finds out that Izuku was expecting this. So Izuku basically stabs it in the head. And the next, Shigaraki says, because the Nomu is dead now, that Izuku stabbed it through the head, stabbing it in the brain. Shigaraki scratching his neck with his unmetal hand, saying, Unfit, you cheated! That thing was supposed to kill All Might! You cheated! As Shigaraki gets charged at by Izuku, about to cut off his arm, Kigure just puddles him away. As the rest of the villains basically charge at Izuku. No, they start pissing their pants, seeing someone with green hair and metal claws basically roar and growl. Acting like a Wolverine. The next thing happened. Izuku just turns around and says, "Surrender or you'll end up like that thing and some of your friends." As they stop fighting and look around, they see a bunch of dead bodies, people cut up, people being horribly disfigured, and all that. They basically give up, pissing. A couple of villains piss themselves, saying if he became the villain, he basically killed everything in some time. As that villain passes out, because Izuku's up in his face, and Izuku just basically growls in it. At that point, All Might smashes through the doors, saying, "I am here," as he sees his bloody Izuku, bloody claws, as he sees Mina, Tokiyami, and Froppy. I must say he the villain, Kyugo, wasn't able to pull them away. And then these other heroes come in, seeing basically dismembered bodies and a big monster. As Zawa basically gets up the stairs saying, "Who is that?" As All Might says, "That is young Sophie, Midoriya's old brother. He is..." As Suzuki yells, "I'm a fucking mutant!" As all the heroes get ready to shoot, All Might says, calm down. Let me talk with the boy." As All Might goes down, Itsuku's walking up to All Might saying, Izuku saying, "Sup, all fuck, what do you want?" As All Might saying, "You know you can't kill villains, right?" As Izuku says, "You know I'm a living, breathing weapon, right? I was tested on in America." As All Might his jaw just drops, saying, "And also, I'm a colonel, so I can do whatever I fucking want. I've got immunity. Besides, all the people who knew me are dead anyway. Besides the other mutants and my parents, my sister, and now I guess the rest of the fucking 1A class, including their teacher." As All Might says, "Were you there during the Heroes vs. Villains?" "Yeah, I was helping her." "You wondered why there was 3 slash marks on Bakugo's glove?" Please. My sister made it look like she did it. I'm like, just saying, "Please get these 3 girls and come with me. The principal would like to talk to you." Saying, "What, the Rat Man? Isn't he a mutant?" As All Might says, "No, he's actually animal with a quirk." Goes, fucking more people with quirks." All Might asks, "Why do you hate people with quirks?" As Izuku says, "My own mother and father sold me off to the military. What do you think I hate people with quirks? People with quirks were the ones who experimented on me. Why do you think I call you all fuck?" At that time, I'm going to say at the end, he goes to his sister saying, "You did a very good job at helping the girls." She just basically pulls him in close saying, "Why didn't you ask them out yet?" Him saying, "My own reasons." And she basically punches him in the arm saying, "Well, do it now." He says, "I will. Eventually. Besides, I gotta grab him anyway. I'm supposed to go see your principal or whatever." I'm gonna say 3 students died, so the 4 random students died. I don't really give a shit. It's my story. I can make it as little sense or as much sense as I want. Some time passes and Izuku basically goes up to the principal's office. He sees a little bear cub rat person type thing saying, "You sure he's not a mutant, all fuck?" As Toshinori just says, "Call me Toshinori, you already know my real name." Izuku says, "Toshinori fuck." There you go. As Toshinori says, "Really?" Izuku says, "I don't like people with quirks. Fucking hate them." And then Nezu basically wants to give them some places in 1A due to some 4 students being killed. I'm gonna say these students were orphans. Yeah. No, that makes me feel bad. I'm gonna say some random students. Now these parents gotta get apology letters saying, due to unforeseen circumstances, just think of a letter that the school would probably give. These parents understanding, saying, well, they did want to be heroes. It's just sad that they had to die so quickly and so young. As Nezu, and he continues to talk to these 4, saying, well, since he asked the question, do you want to join 1A UA? Izuku's saying, why would I want to join a school? I don't see the point in it. As Nezu says, how old are you? As Deku says, I might look young, but I'm actually older than you, Nezu. Because I don't know how old Nezu is. But he's also older than... no, that wouldn't make sense. He's not older than All Might. So he's older than Nezu. No, he's older than Sister. So I'm going to say he's about... I'm going to say he's about 22. He's about 22 years old. As the girls find out that he's 22 years old. He's not older than Nezu, never mind. He's actually pretty young. He says, I'm 22. As Nezu says, but you look like you're 16. As he just says, powerful regeneration. I basically age differently to people with quirks. I am physically stronger, smarter, I got animal instincts, and my bone is made and adamantium. Saying, Nezu hearing that word, saying, hold on, were you an American test subject? Yes. I basically killed everyone there, so they wouldn't come after me. I think I killed everyone. I don't know. And I was the only mutant in the place, so, fuck it. Cut to Cyclops. Was it Phoenix, that psychic girl? One with red hair, the one Cyclops likes. Going to the facility and seeing mass dead bodies, blood all everywhere. As they cut to the security, seeing a green-haired man usually stabbing and cutting everyone in half. Anyway, I must say, Nezu says, well, even though you are mutants, I don't see the problem in giving you scholarships here. As he says, I just need to make sure with your parents, as all 4 of them say, don't fucking bother, they've disowned us. As Nezu says, what but your parents? And Tsukuyomi says, my parents threw me out because of what I look like. I was lucky enough to survive and not even be a test subject. As Mina says, my parents threw me out because I'm basically look like an alien. And my parents were fanatics and basically locked me up, so I had to escape by using my mutant powers. As Ruppy says, I was dropped off at a lake, basically being forgotten and raised by frogs. That's why I look like a frog. But that being taken care of. I'm gonna say they do accept, but since Izuku's basically 22, he does get a hero license, but he still has to attend, even though he is basically smarter than everyone there, including Momo, and is, as Nezu says, where have you been living lately? As Deku just says, in a cave. Nezu, surprised by this, like, wait, you've been living in the woods? Izuku says, yeah, only fucking place that isn't filled with quirk people. And he says, oh, so you really don't like quirks, do you? People with quirks, no. People, still don't like them, even if they're quirkless. I don't like people. Rat thing person, as Nezu says, Nezu. As Deku says, Gesundheit. Nezu, finding that a bit funny, says, you're quite funny for a man in his 20s. Izuku saying, yep. But I age differently, so I probably can classify as someone much younger, if that helps. As Nezu says, no need. I'm gonna say Tokiyami, Mina, and Froppy are 16. No. Yes. Yeah, actual age is 16. They're a bit surprised to find out Izuku's 22. As they say, wait, you're 22 but you look 16. Izuku says, yeah, I never celebrate my actual birthday because I don't see the point. But I'm 22, turning 23. And they asked when. He said about 2 days. 2 to 3 days. I don't know. Wait, no. Yep, 3 days. As they all say, fine, we'll join. And I'm going to integrate the dorm system now. So these four will be living in the dorms. Because Nezu doesn't want them living in a cave. But Nezu says, you can bring all the stuff you had in the cave here. As Izuku says. Very well. And day ends. Izuku moving all his things, the same as the four girls. They also go out to get Izuku a present and a cake for his birthday when it comes. So Sophie walks into class, sees 4 spots empty at the back of the classroom, says to Aizawa, who is actually up and standing, saying, weren't we supposed to get 4 new students? As Aizawa says, yes, hold on, they should be here. As the 4 basically are in the hallway walking up. Imagine a 22-year-old in a 16-year-old body and Izuku being mega ripped as in the UA school uniform. So yeah, Aizawa doesn't give them his little test because he doesn't want to piss off Izuku. Because I'm going to say, well, he tried yelling at Izuku to do something, and Izuku just growled and howled at him. No, growled. Aizawa going, why are you acting like a wild animal? Izuku just saying, you do know I act like a Wolverine, right? You know my codename is Wolverine. As Aizawa goes, oh, okay. He scares Aizawa basically, and since he's seen what he can do, he doesn't want to mess with him. I'm gonna say he gives it to the other 3, and then three basically beating Bakugo. So these four walk in class. Sophie says, "Oh, I didn't know you here, little bro." As they look to see basically a guy basically trying not to rip his uniform. No. With the school uniform with green hair, looking like this, but without the sideburns. With the school uniform on. Seeing four girls behind him. Saying, as he just basically sighs, says, "Yeah, apparently your principal wanted to give us scholarships even though I don't need it." As Azao says, "Wait, how old are you?" As he's saying, "I'm 22. Azao going, okay. And she says, But you look 16. He says, "I age differently to people with quirks." As they hear the word quirk, saying, "Wait, you don't have a quirk?" As Deku's just walking and says, "Nope." Seeing these four girls behind him, "I'm a mutant." As they all about to go scream, he says, "If you scream, I will bash your heads into these desks." As they basically shut up. Todoroki going up to Izuku saying, "So, what mutant power do you have?" Izuku saying, "What, mutant power? You mean one?" He says, "Yeah, don't mutants only have one power?" Izuku saying, "No. A lot of us have more than one power." As he's, but my three friends over there, as he points to the three girls saying, "They've only got one power, however, but they can use it whenever they like. Same to me, we don't have any special conditions or anything." As Todoroki basically wants to keep, he says, "So, what do you got?" "All I saw were claws. Is that all you got?" As Izuku says, brings out his animated claws, pointing up and again to Todoroki's head, saying, "You want to keep talking, or am I gonna have to stab you in the head to shut you up?" As Azao says, "Izuku." As Izuku turns around and says, under his breath, basically grinding his teeth. As he sits down, let me see, his sister's in front of him. As she says, "Bro, you need to control your anger." As he says, "I need to correct people to leave me the fuck alone." Then, say Zara says, "In 2 weeks we're about to have the sports festival." As Izuku puts his hand up saying, "Do I have to take part?" As the three girls look over him saying, "Do we have to take part?" Sorry, correction. As Zara says, "Can't they talk for themselves?" As he says, "Yeah, but even they don't like quirk people." I don't blame them. Azura says, "Yes, unfortunately you must. At least do the race and then sit out." Bucky going, "So what, the mutants? I bet you I can beat them." As Izuku says, "Oh, so you're Bakugo. My sister's told me a lot about you. I don't like you." As Bucky says, "What's that, you mutant piece of shit?" As he gets a chair thrown at his head, basically knocking him out. And seeing Izuku said that, Izuku threw that. As the sound says, no, I'm not even gonna help you with that, because he deserved it. Because if you weren't, I was gonna grab my scarf and pull him down. It says, you're welcome. As he goes to pick up his chair and basically kick Bakugo in the gut, waking him up, going, cheap shot. As he bends down, and Izuku bends down, snarls at Bakugo, say another word, Blondie. As he picks Bakugo up the collar, I will beat you to a bloody pulp. As he lets go, saying, you're not so scary. It's not like you've been in an actual war. Izuku says, oh, I have. I've been in many wars. I've killed many, many people. As Bucky says, bullshit. As I agree, says, nope, he's been in many wars. He's actually got the rank of colonel. Everyone just looking at this guy with the rank of colonel and saying, hold on, I don't remember you. Suzuki says, I was in America. I think mumbling underneath his breath again. As Tokiyami says, Zuku, you're mumbling again. And he's just like, right, so day ends, they've got 2 weeks off to train. And that being done, day ends. His sister asks if they're heading back to the cave. Izuku says, no, we got dormitories here. As Sophie's like, wait, what, you got dormitories? Well, can I come? Can I see? Suzuki says, fine. As in the shadows, I'ma say, Todoroki, basically in the shadows following them. Izuku knows he's there. He could tell by his smell. As he basically moves really fast, moving backwards, grabbing Todoroki by the neck, saying, why are you following us half and half? As Todoroki says, as the girls go, you're choking him. Suki says, oh, right. Choking means no talking. Duh. And I'm gonna leave it off here. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna go to sleep. Might need to fix my sleep schedule. So hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah. Night.